After 8 years in the shadows, Paula Abdul was ready. She had rehearsed for months, lined up investors, and planned the perfect comeback tour. Everything was set to announce her return to the spotlight. Then, Simon Cowell posted something on social media. Just 47 words that changed everything. Within hours, her phone stopped ringing. Sponsors pulled out. The tour was canceled before it was even announced. What did Simon write that destroyed Paula's comeback before it started? The truth will shock you. She was born June 19th, 1962 in San Fernando, California. Her father, Harry Abdul, had come from Syria with nothing and ran a liquor store that eventually turned into a livestock business. Her mother, Lorraine Rikus, was a concert pianist from Canada who once worked as an assistant to Billy Wilder. It was her mother who introduced her to the arts. By age 7, Paula Abdul was already dancing on local stages and community theaters. Most of her childhood was spent in motion, driving across towns, performing in summer stock musicals, and building something that didn't yet have a name. The family didn't have much money, but they had discipline, art, and the belief that she was meant for something bigger. At 8, she enrolled in the West Coast School of Performing Arts. She studied jazz, tap, and lyrical forms. In 1975, at just 13, she performed a solo to fame and won her first local award. She got a scholarship to a dance camp near Palm Springs, which felt like being handed the key to a world far from the valley. Her precision and expression set her apart. She'd cry if she had to miss a class. She watched Gene Kelly on repeat and mimicked every move until it felt like breathing. By her mid-teens, she was traveling to national dance meets and was known for performing with unusual sharpness for someone her age. In 1976, she joined the cheer squad at Van New York High School. By junior year, she was captain. In 1979, she choreographed a halftime show with 24 synchronized dancers. That kind of scale wasn't normal for high school. She wasn't just doing cartwheels. She was composing events. She also became class president and an honor student. That same year, her cheer team was asked to perform at citywide events. She could take a chaotic group of dancers and turn them into one moving machine in just a few weeks. The polish and energy she brought to those performances would one day become her signature. These early years, running rehearsals, balancing school, dancing past midnight, were silent rehearsals for everything that came next. She started college at Cal State Northridge in 1980, majoring in TV and radio, but left after one semester. She wanted dance, not degrees. She worked odd jobs to keep that dream alive, waitressing at a Jewish deli in Inno. She'd earn tips and stashed them away for private lessons with Michael Peters, one of the top choreographers of the time. Lessons ran up to $50 a session. She was making minimum wage. Some weeks she'd take on double shifts just to afford a few hours of training. At night, she'd rehearse until her feet gave out. She was living on fumes and ambition. That same year, she auditioned for the Lakers girls squad, one of 200 hopefuls. She danced to Donna Summer's Hot Stuff. She wasn't even supposed to be in the tryouts, so she used her middle name, Julie, messed up her last name on the form, and changed costumes to sneak past the process. She got picked. She was 18. Each Lakers girl earned about $50 per game, but the value wasn't in the paycheck. It was in the spotlight. Within a year, Paula was promoted to assistant choreographer. In 1981, during a Lakers vs. Celtics game, she debuted a 20-girl pyramid lift that aired live on CBS. One slip could have broken Simone's spine, but it worked. The crowd went wild. Over the next year, she created over 30 original routines, adding flair, drama, and technical precision to a squad that had once just been pom-poms and smiles. Her halftime shows started feeling like Broadway. Fans showed up early just to see them. In 1983, at only 21, she became the head choreographer. She choreographed more than 50 shows that season alone. One of them, attributed to Magic Johnson, brought so much buzz that the Lakers front office saw a 15% spike in attendance at games where her routines were featured. She wasn't just entertaining people. She was helping fill seats. One night, Jackie Jackson from the Jacksons saw her perform. He was impressed and hired her for their video, Torture. That moment cracked open the music industry's door. Not everything was smooth. In 1984, rumors swirled that Paula had briefly dated Lakers player Brad Holland. Some of the cheerleaders didn't take it well. There was jealousy, tension, drama. Management benched her for 2 games. No one knew exactly why, but it became the first public glimpse of what would become a recurring theme. Paula Abdul's personal life leaking into her professional world. She kept her head down and returned stronger. But then came the real test. On April 20, 1986, during a playoff game against the Celtics, Paula landed wrong during a lift. Her ACL tore. It was loud. It was instant. She collapsed. The surgery was painful. The rehab was worse. 6 months off physical therapy, basic movements had to be relearned. She tried to come back too fast, almost risking permanent damage. Most dancers don't recover from that kind of injury, but she did. That same year, she choreographed a record 82 routines for the Lakers girls. It was the end of her time on the court, but it wasn't the end of her momentum. That year, everything changed. In late 1985, Janet Jackson released What Have You Done For Me Lately? Paula choreographed the whole thing. Shot in a warehouse with 12 dancers and razor-sharp isolations, the video hit MTV and became a national obsession. She even appeared in it sitting next to Janet in the diner. The moves were slick, fast, new. It didn't just change Janet's career, it redefined what music videos could be. For years after MTV launched, Paula Abdul helped rewrite its language. Then came 1987. George Michael asked her to choreograph I Want Your Sex. It was sensual, bold, risky. MTV censored it. BBC banned it during daytime, but it still aired 150 times that month. People couldn't look away. Paula's choreography wasn't just background anymore. It was central to the narrative. The video earned her MTV's Best Choreography Award in 1988. That same year, she walked off the ZZ Top video set mid-shoot. She demanded $5,000 more. She got it. No one expected a young female choreographer to make that kind of power play, but Paula did, and it worked. It was June 15, 1988 when Paula Abdul released her debut album, Forever Your Girl, and hardly anyone noticed. It entered the Billboard 200 at number 108, barely making a sound. Even her label, Virgin Records, didn't expect much. But Paula was used to being underestimated. What happened next turned that quiet release into one of the biggest pop surprises of the 1980s. She didn't have a powerhouse voice or years of recording experience. She was a dancer, a choreographer, and to many, just a background figure. But she had rhythm in her bones and a spark that couldn't be copied. And when Straight Up began getting played on a few San Francisco radio stations, people couldn't stop listening. The beat hit something raw, something fun, and something different. By February 11, 1989, it climbed all the way to number 1 on the Billboard Hot 100. It stayed there for 3 weeks and sold over 1.2 million copies in the U.S. It was certified platinum. All from a demo she found in a trash can. All from a track that cost only $3,000 to record. That praise wasn't casual. It was the kind artists give each other when something actually works. The video went on to become one of the most iconic visuals of the decade. And Paula wasn't just a pop star anymore. She was becoming something much harder to define. Then came the silence. Head Over Heels was supposed to drop earlier, but it kept getting pushed. Personal reasons. They said the truth was brutal. On July 13, 1993, Paula's private plane went down over Iowa. The right engine failed. The wing caught fire. The crash left her unconscious, and over the next 7 years she would go through 15 surgeries on her spine. No one from the FAA filed a public record. Some journalists started to ask whether it happened at all, but Paula stood by the history. Social media didn't exist back then. It was easier to hide pain, whether the crash happened exactly as described or not. The timeline told a hard truth. Her album was delayed 2 years. Her body changed. Her silence stretched across headlines. Something happened out there. When the album finally dropped on June 13, 1995, expectations were sky high. The lead single, My Love Is For Real, came out first. May 29, 1995. It didn't sound like anything else. Israeli singer Afra Haza's haunting vocals wrapped around Middle Eastern beats. The visuals blended belly dancing and LA street choreography. 50 million people saw it on MTV. Still, it only reached number 28 on the Hot 100. The album itself reached number 18 on the Billboard 200. Gold certified, yes, but far from her earlier heights. This was the moment people started whispering. Had Paula Abdul faded? She didn't think so. On August 22, 1995, she released Crazy Cool, the next single. She choreographed it with Barry Lather, filmed it with Matthew Rolston, and gave it every ounce of edge she had. There were pole dances, beer pours, and MTV said no, not unless they cut the heat. They edited the video, but the buzz was already negative. The song stalled at number 58, but even with that failure, Paula refused to back down. She launched a 30-city tour that same month, and she did it with a ruptured disc in her back. Doctors had told her to stop months earlier after the February 1995 injury during rehearsals. But she danced anyway. She flipped through pain night after night. Every step was a dare to quit. She didn't, but her body eventually told the truth. In 1996, after years of pain and pill dependency, she overdosed. It happened at home in Innano. She was hospitalized and checked into rehab. That year broke her. Her marriage to Elio Estes ended on September 9, 1998, but the emotional collapse had started long before. She later admitted to a 15-year battle with bulimia. In rehab, she said Elio had never fully supported her healing. It wasn't just addiction. It was everything. The food issues, the loneliness, the public pressure, the divorce, the overdose was the moment it boiled over. The headlines came fast. So did the silence. She tried to shift gears. In 1996, she landed a small voice role in Spy Hard, playing a character named Stacy. It was light, funny, a break from the chaos. But even that couldn't stick. In 1997, she canceled 3 talk show appearances. She was too exhausted, too anxious. The crowd that once screamed her name barely noticed. She faded without noise. It wasn't until 2002, when she joined American Idol, that the public remembered who she was. She walked into American Idol in June 2002 with a warm smile and a reputation built on choreography and pop music, not controversy. Paula Abdul was offered $1 million per season, but what she brought couldn't be measured in dollars. Her kindness felt like a safety net for contestants. When Simon Cowell threw sharp words across the table, Paula softened the blow with empathy. It wasn't scripted. It was just who she was. And that contrast, his bite and her bomb, became the heartbeat of the show. When 26 million people tuned in for the season 1 finale, it wasn't just the voices they came for. It was the chemistry. By season 2, Idol wasn't just a singing contest. It was a cultural earthquake. And Paula was the part that made it human. In 2004, things boiled over. Season 3, Fantasia Bino's audition. Simon cut off Paula and called her opinion ridiculous. That word ridiculous bounced around the internet until it became a headline. The clip was replayed millions of times. People talked, people argued. Was it real? Was it staged? Off-camera emails leaked showing the two shared jokes and pet names. They laughed in private and sparred in public, but it worked. The world couldn't look away. And Paula wasn't just a judge anymore, she was the emotional anchor, the one who looked contestants in the eye when they cried, who held their hands when they stumbled. That viral fight sealed her image. She cared. And then came the whispers. After Paula left Idol in 2009, some said Simon had a hand in blocking her comeback. But that theory cracked in August 2016